All right. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
We are here with episode 8 of Ravenloft Misfits. I'm Jonny. I'm the DM. I will be the DM for the rest of this campaign. And for a list of all of our cast's names, socials, pronouns, all of that jazz, look in the chat or the episode description. We stream Ravenloft Misfits each Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, excluding the last Monday of each month, which we do our one shot of the month. However, we are also going to be taking 2 weeks off next week and the week after because I'm getting married next Saturday. So I'm not going to be prepping anything other than a wedding. Anyways. And then we'll be back to... I know we're probably going to be taking some weeks off in December. We're not entirely sure when that's going to happen, but more to follow, and we'll be back at it for sure when in the next year of 2022, which is so soon.
It's right around the corner.
It is insane how fast 2021 has gone.
It really is. Last year seemed to drag on for quite a while, but this year went by so fast.
So
time is weird.
Anyways, here we are. We're playing Ravenloft Misfits, a Curse of Strahd homebrew, lots of fun game. Please make sure to follow us, subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined, participate in the chat, and if you're watching the recording, please like, comment, share it. We want to build a community around TTRPGs and D&D. And if you're listening to the podcast, please consider rating the channel and leaving us a review on whatever podcast app you use because it helps with the algorithm.
It sure does, Jonny. And we'd like to take this time to thank our awesome sponsors and supporters of this campaign. So first, we'd like to thank our primary and main sponsor of the campaign, Roll20. And if you're watching this and you're wanting to, look for a way to play together with friends online, doing TTRPGs or something of that nature, Roll20 is a great way to do that. You can go out and check out roll20.net if you haven't already, and check out all of the awesome information in the chat or episode description.
Yeah, and we also want to thank Syrinscape for allowing us to use their awesome application that is filled with epic sounds and music, and it is just a incredible thing. You all need to go and check it out. We're going to have a link in the chat and the episode description. And if you're trying to play Curse of Strahd, they have everything built for you. So it's super easy to use, and you just have to click play.
And even surprisingly enough, too, the one shot that we did last week, The Haunt, had a pre-built playlist that a community member made for it as well, which was super helpful and saved me a lot of time trying to gather sounds together. And also, Syrinscape is just fantastic in general. You can hear it right now, and you've been hearing it in our streams for the past couple months, but even using it for that one shot it really helped amp up.
The freaking doll. The doll sounds was just...
Oh, the doll was so scary.
It was so perfect.
My God.
Just perfect.
So yeah,
and
check
if you
out...
haven't seen us play,
check out
The Haunt. It's on our Twitch channel and
or
YouTube
anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's a very long session, so keep that in mind.
5 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was a very long one. So
do it in 2
very
parts.
Very fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, multiple parts, if not 2.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right.
It was great though.
Little recap. So, in episode 7, we had started with you all coming to where you found a windmill that looked similar to the ones that you had seen in the Durst Manor, and Grimm, the one that you had seen in your vision. As you came to it, you could hear the creaking of the windmill as it moved around, and you see that it's leaning to one side, looking just in worse for wear. However, it was in the evening, and you all needed a place to stay, so this looked like as good a place as any. You came to the front door and found that there was a raven perched just above it, in which case you all tried to use some animal handling checks, but the raven did not seem to want you there. Pecking at you, even with you giving food, it flew away at one point, and you decided to enter into this windmill, which you were then greeted with the sounds of chickens and toads and a fire pit to your left and staircase that went up and cackles from women above. After a little bit of investigating, Grimm, you found that bones that were on the first floor were small human bones, or, as confirmed later, children bones. You found ugly women that were making their way down, inviting you in. Though you all had the weird heebie-jeebies, especially after finding the bones, and you decided to exit just before, Grimm, you turned around and casted, what was it? It was
Guiding Bolt, level 2.
Guiding Bolt directly into them, slamming into them, and starting the combat, which lasted almost the entire 3 hours that we were on last episode.
See,
But-
just another thing, I just picture the movie Evil Dead with the hags just rushing out and just, yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, that's all.
During this long battle, it was back and forth. People were knocking unconscious. Grimm, you got 2 natural 20s to come back up, which I made a mistake as the DM. I thought it was at the end of your turn that you do your death save, but it's actually in the beginning. So I actually cheated Grimm out of 2 actions that he could have taken.
Shameful.
However, nobody died.
Good thing we lived.
That's the
Or we
good.
would've
That's
felt
the good
really,
part.
really bad.
Katya finally had shown her vampire side to the rest of the party, sucking the blood of Ophalia or Bella. I can't remember which one it was.
One of them nasty
Um,
ladies.
Right before
Ophalia-
crushing her into the mill. That's the other
Bella.
important detail.
That's what it was. Bella. Yeah.
Mhm.
You cut into her, lifting her up and slamming her just behind you like an RKO.
It was great.
There was a boy that was taken from the upstairs and used as a hostage. However, you were able to grab the boy, and he fell down the stairs. Weren't exactly sure what happened from that, just because the battle was still going. And at this point, Grimm, Katya, and Johans are all unconscious, and Morgantha, the granny, as you know her, was able to escape,
the one I was
disappearing
hunting.
directly in front of you. With all of that aside, we now start with you all in the belly of the mill. So, what would you all like to do?
Raise our healer.
Wake up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be good. That would be a good idea.
I will use healing hands.
Okay.
Oh god, what did I open? Sorry, everything's going wrong on my computer.
Oh, you're good. No worries.
So I believe healing hands just works. I do 4, it should be 4 health, the same as my level. So
Okay.
you get 4 health.
All right. As you, Blaire, you set down your glaive, halberd. You set that down, and you put your hands onto Grimm, and the healing energy pulses, but you feel a push back. The 4 points go into Grimm, but you see your hands begin to blacken, and you actually take damage from touching Grimm.
Okay. How much?
No, you're unconscious.
You take 4 necrotic damage. As you pulse the radiant energy into him, you get pushed back from the necrotic force within his body, taking that.
I only take
But-
2 because I have resistance.
That you do.
Then I
That you do.
Nice.
What is that like? Do we see her get pushed back from Grimm when that happens?
I certainly do not.
I would
I mean-
imagine everybody that is awake, which is
Just you. And me.
you and Ismark,
Yeah.
you see her
Yeah.
get pushed back from Grimm's body as she heals into him. The 4
Okay.
points.
I sit up,
And
kind
I
of.
go to kind of catch her if she looks like she's gonna fall over. Like,
Blaire, do a dexterity check.
1 second. I have lost.
Oh, easy. No, she's sturdy. She just
Okay.
like stands back
There
as
we
if
go.
she was being attacked again and is battle ready, but doesn't fall over.
Did we win?
Kinda? One of them got away. She just disappeared.
Was it the granny woman?
Yeah.
Damn it.
But we have Johans and Katya down.
I think I figured out how to control that
The sting.
that power. Here, let me try. I walk over to Katya
Okay.
and I'll do one healing light into Katya.
Okay. Now, healing light. Do you have to touch somebody?
Nope. I'm just kind of focusing,
Sure.
and then you get 1d6 healing, so you get
Ooh.
4, and then I turn around to Johans and I'll do another one.
Okay. At around this time,
Oof.
when you're making your rounds to both Katya and Johans, you see Ismark just making his way down the staircase to check if the boy is okay. And the boy looks up, kind of terrified. He was frozen in just terror on the ground. But as Ismark comes up, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. We're here to help you. Is there anybody else here? He's like, my sister is upstairs. And Ismark just kind of, okay, stay here, and looks to everybody else. God fucking damn it. What were they doing to them?
What's with all the brothers and sisters in Barovia?
What
What
of
a
it?
sibling. Not so, like we had the creepy ones at the beginning too.
Do you not have any siblings?
Still waking up. Didn't, you know.
That was Zack, the player, not
Yeah,
Katya.
just an observation.
Sorry. Sorry, Zack.
So Ismark looks, I'm going to go upstairs. I don't know if anybody else will follow me, but I'm going to help.
I can go up with Ismark.
Cool.
I'm gonna go
I got
ahead
health to
and
spare.
also cast Cure Wounds with my last Warlock level spell on myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you come to the third floor of this windmill, oof, a 5 on that
that's
one.
okay. I got at least 7 from the second level casting. So
Sure. As you come to the third level of this windmill, you see a ladder that climbs up to a wooden trapdoor. In the 9-foot-high ceiling, you also find... you see a ladder that goes up to the 9-foot-high ceiling to a wooden trapdoor. You also find a moldy bed with a tattered canopy, a heap of discarded clothing, and just near the clothes you see a rotting wooden closet. Inside this closet you see 3 crates. One of them recently open, another one closed, and at the very bottom you see a child inside of it, a young female. And as you make your way up, you see the boy is right behind he stayed down. You see Ismark looks into the crate and back over to you, Blaire. This is disgusting. I'm going to be sick. As you both make your way over to the crate, you see the girl look up. Is my brother okay?
Yes, he's fine. He's downstairs waiting for you.
Okay. Can you help me out?
Of course. Is it just like a wooden crate?
Yeah. It's super easy. It's barely even locked to begin with, and you're able to unlock this crate, and she comes out. My name is Myrtle. And my brother's name is Freck. I don't know if he told you or not, but
What?
okay.
We'll get
She
ya.
slowly just makes her way.
We'll ask him where
is
they're
there
from.
anything that seems off about these kids? Like other than just being scared? Like,
Um,
I know I tried looking at them, I think, before to see if he was an illusion before.
sure.
But I don't.
Go ahead and do an insight check. A 9. I mean, they look like scared kids.
Sure.
I mean, pretty much exactly what you would expect. Yeah.
Are you hurt anywhere? I'm talking to the boy.
Sure. No, they didn't hurt us. They only kept us in the crates.
Where are you from?
I'm from the village.
The village of Barovia?
Yes. We our mom and dad gave us away for the dream pastries.
Ireena, have you ever seen these kids before? From your village?
Do these kids look familiar to me?
Go ahead and do like a history check to see if you remember.
Okay. Just kind of like looking at them, kind
Sure,
of
yeah.
squinting, like.
No, I mean,
Is not good with
the village
faces.
children don't often go out anyways because of all the absolute terrors that plague Barovia. But yeah, you don't really recognize either of them as finally Myrtle and Blaire and Ismark make their way down from the 3rd floor.
I'm sorry, these are not, I've not seen them.
How long have you guys been taken here?
You see Freck looking up to Myrtle, and they run up and give each other a hug, and Freck, taking like the older brother, role, brings her down with him and sits down right in front of each of you. He was, I don't know, a few days, a week. It's hard to tell.
I want to turn back to Ismark. How far are we from Vallaki?
About 4 days travel. 3.5. And then you hear one of a Freck. He's like, "Wait, you're going to Vallaki?" And he looks over to Myrtle. I heard that they have an orphanage there. And then you see Myrtle. No, we can't leave our parents. What do you mean? Freck is like, but they got rid of us. What do you mean? I don't know. I know I don't want to go back with Mom and Dad.
Look, we'll make sure you get to Vallaki safe. We'll take you there.
Okay. Thank you.
Ireena kind of eyes her brother.
He's just like kind of pacing. He seems to be in his own head at everything that's happening right now. But
She's like staring at it.
but there is like that brother sister like sense that he has, and he just like stops. He looks over. He approaches you. He's like, "What?"
Well, these children, they're from Barovia, and you've heard the situation.
Are you afraid of bringing them with us?
No, would
need
like
to bring
to do what we can to help them. In orphanage, sure, I guess, but I guess we can see how things go.
I don't think that.
What
the
kind of-
best co-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying that I don't think that the best course of action is bringing them back to the village, especially after hearing that their parents gave them away.
Yes, what kind of parents would do that?
Anyways, I think the orphanage might be the best thing to do. We'll of course vet whoever is running it and make sure that there's no bad things happening there.
Yes. Let's do what we can for them. This is... It's close to home.
I know. Well, at least we have more people with us. Now, we can have them protect both us and these people. These kids. Let's just hope that nothing else bad happens until then.
And she just kind of nods.
You see he has like that 1,000-yard stare. Yeah. Let's try to stay positive. We haven't died yet, right?
I've leaned over at this point, getting closer to Johans. How are you feeling?
I feel like death.
Well,
Oh,
we're not out of here yet, but we should probably rest somewhere.
Oh, I just remembered something.
Katya's like coming to throughout all this pretty slowly, and she's kind of leaning up. She puts her hand to her head and then to her mouth and sees the blood that comes back on her fingers, and then she just gets up and runs to the window and is very, very ill.
Sure. Ismark will look to everybody and look to you and kind of like, what do we do face.
And then she comes back and she's just like not really making eye contact with anybody. She's trying to keep distance and like stay away from the group and just kind of sheepishly standing there like waiting
Katya.
for everybody to move on.
Ismark will call out, Katya. Listen.
Yeah. Yes.
I know enough about you to know that I'm in no danger around you. And especially as much as Madame Ava's fortune tells, I know that there is something that you are fighting with. I just want to tell you that you are as much of a member of this party as anyone else is. And I'm appreciative that you are coming with us.
Thank you.
Of course. I don't want you thinking that there is going to be any problem here. There is not.
Okay.
And he nods and he comes back with Ireena. So. Anything else, or where are we resting? What are we doing?
we should probably get some rest. I know that this isn't the most comfortable of places, but
I think it'd be best if we finish making sure it's clear.
yes. And we can keep watch
It's
as
not
well.
clear. It's not clear.
Yeah,
Gotta love cats.
It sounds like there might be more children upstairs.
Ismark pulls his sword.
There was the ladder. We can go up to the top.
Oh,
I'll go up to
Nose
the
goes.
Okay.
the floor that we found the girl in. I want to just do a quick look around, like
Sure.
more
Sure.
thorough look around.
While he's looking,
I'm guessing
in-
Blaire, you're going up, and then
Yeah. So while he's
it.
upstairs, I'll go up the ladder.
Cool.
Johans is gonna sit right where he woke up on the edge of the stairs. Just put his elbows on his knees and just hold his face for the duration of from the
Sure.
moment that he woke up to the moment that we're going to sleep.
Sure.
He's gone.
Ireena sits next to him.
Ismark will stay near Katya, just kind of
I'll
being
make
a
sure
friend.
that the kids
Katya's
stay
gonna
close
get
by
up and
to
walk
Ismar.
away from him. I think
He won't be like in your bubble. He'll just
Sure.
be like kind of just
she's
hanging out.
Kai's
nearby.
gonna go sit up against the front door and curl up, or in her cloak, and
Okay.
try to
Well, then
block the
he
door.
definitely would at least come down to the stairs and say, Katya, I understand that you need your space. And I'm not trying to pry. I only fear for the safety of you if you stand next to the front door.
I fear for the safety of you and my friends. It's better if something comes in. It's better if I stand in the way.
Absolutely
It would
not.
be better if I go first.
No. Absolutely not.
Listen now.
Wait, you're sitting down on the
I sit down up against
Sure.
the front door, and I'm like, I'll be fine. I'll let you know if anything happens.
Fine. Then I will stand here, and he'll just go right next to you on the other end of the room to still give you some space, but he just goes over here and he sits down on one of the chests in the backside. He says, "Looks like we're going to be getting a little more comfortable with each other."
Before going upstairs, I'll situate the kids. It's like, all right, just be careful. Don't touch that. That's very dangerous. Just
What this?
Is he pointing to himself?
I'm just kidding.
Don't
No, I'm
touch
pointing
that.
to
It's
the-
dangerous.
this.
to the mill. To the mill.
So, yeah, both Freck and Myrtle, the two kids, are going to be staying with Ireena and Johans, just kind of hanging out on the second floor. And you both make your way up to the third floor, which I haven't even revealed yet. Let's reveal the area. So, there's Myrtle. So, as you come back up here, Blaire, you begin making your way up the ladder. Grimm, you begin searching this floor.
Yeah. Just seeing if there's anything the hags had here that would be unscrupulous.
Go ahead and do a investigation check.
12. I'm gonna go ahead and pump a past life knowledge into that as well.
Okay.
And add, what is it? Is it a d6? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Boop. 2, 14. So
14. So, you take a look at everything that's up here. It's disheveled. And you search through all of it. There's weird mildew and mold growing here. It is disgusting. You pull up the bed, and this weird ichor oozes onto your hands, burning a little bit as you touch it, but you're able to shake it off. And lifting the bed, you find 2 potions of healing,
that'll be useful.
a bag of holding,
Ooh.
Wow.
and 50 gold pieces.
All right.
Rich.
I pick up this bag, looking at it. Would I recognize at all? Like,
Go ahead and do a Arcana check.
6.
Oh, cool bag.
You see a face on it.
Yeah. Well, I'll open up the bag to see if I see anything in it. I guess that would be the revealing thing right there.
I mean, honestly, there's no
Yeah.
hiding that it's a bag of holding.
Yeah, I guess
There
not.
really isn't. So, I mean, that's why I just went ahead and did it, because...
Sure.
You put your
That's
hand
fine.
in, and then it keeps going, and it keeps
Right.
going.
Yeah, I look in, I don't see anything, so I take one of the, like, I imagine it looks really dark in there, so I'll take a gold piece, I'll cast light on it, and I'll put it in just to see if I'm holding it as I kind of shine it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
to see if I see any.
And it disappears.
I reach in trying to grab it. It's like, where the fuck did it go?
And you feel it appear in your hand. Still light.
I'll go ahead and
Reach for a
scoop the other
gun.
stuff.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll
I
stuff
mean, you
stuff.
find-
I'll stuff the stuff in there. I look at the potion here. I'll just stuff it in there. I don't know what it is, but I'll put it in there.
Sure. Mm-hmm. You now have a
And
bag of
I
holding.
test it one more time to make sure it comes out.
Potion. Oh, the gold piece. Gold
Well,
piece
no,
comes
no,
out.
no, 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 the potion that time.
Yeah, potion comes out too.
Huh, I'll just
Yep. So there's
put it on
that.
for now.
I guess we know who's gonna handle the party inventory from now on.
Yeah, right?
Well, I can give it to whoever, but for right now.
It matches
Blaire
his
with
new
the stuff.
boots. Anyway.
Oh, love that for him.
New boot, new bag.
Sorry.
All right.
Grimm's moving
Blaire,
up in the
you
world.
making your way up there. Yeah, let me, for some reason, close this. But anyways, all right.
Get ready for the Pretty Woman remake starring Grimm.
You, Blaire, make your way up the ladder, and you find the Windmills Peak, a domed chamber filled with old machinery. There's not much room in this area because it is extremely tight. You can see the light slipping in through the attic, into the attic through these small holes in the wall, but other than that, it is
There's nothing
Empty.
of note, just empty,
Yeah.
old, rotten.
Yeah, pretty much. Doesn't
I
seem like
wanna-
there's very much up here.
Is the ladder wooden?
The ladder is wooden, yes.
Okay. I'm not gonna slide down the ladder like a cool person. I'm just gonna go down it.
Get some splinters in your hand. Yeah, I think that's a good call.
D4 splinter damage.
Do you not have gloves?
Oh.
I do not have gloves.
Oh, no, don't do that then. It's not worth it.
Yeah. So, with the windmill completely explored, what do the misfits do?
While they're sorry.
No, go on.
I also have a thing, but I'll wait my turn.
Sorry. While they were up there, Ireena was just gonna like ask Johans like, "Are you all right?"
No. I'm not. I'm in pain. I was nearly brutally murdered by a magical witch of some sort.
Um,
Mhm.
It's gonna be okay. And she kind of pats his back, like trying to reassure him. We're gonna get through this.
Not with my help.
Oh, perhaps it is you who needs my help.
That's not how a contract works. You hired me, not the other way around.
How old are you? You hear from the kids behind you.
Older than you.
And you see Freck and Myrtle are just kind of like interested because
Because they're
it seems
taller
like they've
than
never
It's-
seen a halfling before in their life. They just
That's fine. I mean,
they're almost as tall as you two, which is pretty funny. But how old are you? I know you're older than me. You sound like older people, but how old are you? Are you a kid like us?
This is one of the kids speaking to me.
Yes, this is Freck.
Okay.
Kids being on their curious stuff.
I don't actually know how old I am.
Oh,
I
okay.
am older.
What are you? Are you like 12?
I don't actually know. Depends on halfling years.
All right. We'll just say that
Maybe-
you're 12. Yeah?
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, do you want to see something cool?
Myrtle kind of still shy, but you can definitely tell that she's definitely interested. And Freck is like, absolutely.
I'm going to cast Minor Illusion,
Okay.
and I'm gonna make it seem like it's the two of them, just like a picture, like just like
Sure,
a
sure.
short picture
Yeah.
of them, like as warriors fighting like a dragon or something.
Oh, Marto, look at this. And they go over to like I'm imagining you set up like a portrait on like the wall, and they go and look at it. They're like, whoa.
if it's able to move, it's just like little.
Sure, yeah. In this case, yeah, I think it could move like it's like that much. Yeah, absolutely.
I hate kids.
I couldn't tell. You seem to be quite good with them.
No, they ask too many questions and they don't care for answers.
They're curious. Naturally, they're growing, and it's to be expected, don't you think?
It's to be expected to drown when you go underwater. It's still bad.
I walk down the stairs and I kind of huck the bag of holding towards Johann's. Hey, I found this upstairs. You might be interested. I'm not sure what it is. It has some weird stuff. Like put things in it and it kind of just disappears until you need it again. Also, I found if you look inside the bag, there's a couple potions. It's on the ground in front of you. You can pick it up. I basically hucked it and slid it across the ground.
Cool. He's just like this. So he doesn't see this because he's still holding his head.
Ireena picks it up and puts it in your hand. She picks it up like.
There's also like two. I think they're potions or something. I don't know if you can maybe see what they are, but.
Do I recognize what this is? Just that,
immediately, they're potions of healing.
I meant the
you guys
bag,
already.
But that also is cool.
Oh wait, no, I don't know if you guys have had potions of healing yet, but yes, Johann, you would immediately know that these are potions of healing. They're very distinct.
I meant the bag of holding, but that's cool.
That too. You know exactly what the bag is because it has the smile on it.
As a brief aside, in our last, 2 campaigns ago, Jonny gave us a bag of holding, but he called it a bag with a face on it, and none of us identified it, and
nailed it.
I called that motherfucker the face bag for like a year and a half before I figured out what it was.
That's
oh my god.
Nobody identified it, so I was like, all right, I mean,
bag of holding, and I was like, oh, I didn't know they had faces on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Face bag.
I will share it with the folks at home. This is what it looks like. It's got a face on it.
Well, I mean, if I know what it is and I know how it works already, I'm gonna reach in and try to turn it inside out. Oh, on like next to me or something.
Oh, gotcha.
You're gonna down the stairs.
So I can get whatever's inside if there's anything extra that we don't know.
Sure.
Assuming I know what it is.
Inside there are bones. There are
gross.
Toad legs. There are
That's
crow's feet. There are skeletons of birds. There are fingers. There are.
I could always use more of those.
Replacements.
There are just a large gathering of miscellaneous hag-like items.
Sick. I'm gonna take whatever's useful for my magic.
Cool. Sure.
And
you do
then I'm gonna just give it to Grimm and be like,
I'll take it and
I'll just explain whatever it is.
I'll take it and I'll put it into the mill and just like crush it. Don't need that.
You're talking about the hag stuff?
Yeah.
The viscera.
Gotcha.
I meant the bag of holding.
I just wanted to clarify because I
just don't crush your first magic item.
No, I definitely I take the viscera. I take the viscera and they just crush it into the mill, just in case there's any like gross magic on it.
That's good.
Sure.
I'm just gonna assume that gives me like materials for all my spells.
Yes, you're fine.
Random shit. Okay. Yep. And then I'll explain what it is and be like, just hand it back to Grimm since he's the one who found it.
No. I mean,
yes.
If you want to study it, you can. I mean, do you not need to study this or?
I'm assuming I've seen this before, right? Based on my.
I mean, yeah. This is. Go ahead and do an Arcana check.
Sure. I mean, I recognize what it is, so I'm assuming.
Right.
Sick. 10.
you recognize what it is. I mean, there's not much to a bag of
I don't think
holding.
there's anything new that I could learn from it.
Yeah.
Because
All right. I mean,
it's very useful. We can use it if we need to carry anything that is larger. Don't put anyone in there, or they die.
Were you perhaps, maybe he was concerned if there's some kind of curse or something on it? Is that what you were getting at, Green?
oh, I mean, no, that's not necessarily what I was saying. I mean, maybe there is though. I mean,
I can identify it if you want to.
I mean, if you want to, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, if you think it's safe, then I was just in general, I wasn't sure if there's something.
Creature is this? As they look up towards that the portrait that you made, and they're
That's a
asking what the
dragon.
thing they're fighting. Whoa.
Anyway, it's magic. We can put things in it. I don't think it can curse you. I can cast. It takes a while, but I can figure out if it's cursed or not.
Why are you saying not to put it? I mean, it's pretty small. It'd be kind of hard to put person in it, but
Well,
Why?
no,
person in it.
it's like a pocket dimension type of thing. So it's larger in the inside than on the outside.
well,
like
Grimm,
the
do an
Tardies
Arcana
or
check.
Hermione's magic thing. What? Who is doing an Arcana check?
Grim.
oh,
Grimm. It's like the Tardies. Hermione's back.
boop,
Harry Potter.
oof.
He's
Mary
like, it's a
Poppins is
pocket
back.
dimension, and you're like, huh?
Like my pants?
Well, I understand. I understand. I guess you can put stuff in it and it comes back, but I mean, no, I'm talking about the back. Like I don't even think you could fit in this if you tried to squeeze in there. Unless you know a spell to make yourself smaller. Can you fit into this little? Here.
Maybe. I don't know if you took that one.
Not yet.
But why? Why would?
Oh, there is no oxygen inside the bag. It takes you somewhat different.
Huh.
I've heard or read, or I know these somehow. That's fine.
It is
Well.
known in a way.
Oh, I guess I
Common
can
knowledge.
keep that in mind.
Yeah. If we can put something in there, somebody that's like unable to breathe or is capable of not needing oxygen to breathe, smuggle people.
If
got two
that's
party
telling
members.
me,
I know. I don't need to read it. Well,
Just
what
for
you,
the podcast people, Zack posted one of his abilities that is Deathless Nature that says literally, you do not need to breathe, right before Joel put down or said that you don't need to breathe.
what I'm hearing you say,
Keep that in mind
Johan,
later.
is if we come across a bad person that we need to imprison them.
Oh my god, you could Trojan horse.
And don't think we won't.
surprise, bitch.
If we want
You
to
better
keep
We
learn
have
somebody,
this really nice bag for you.
You better learn Enlarge Reduce because that's the only way that you're gonna fit
That
those
was-
fucking people in there.
that was actually one of the spells I was considering
Oh my god.
to get down the line.
Amazing.
All
Now
coming
you have
together.
No, if we put people in there, they're going to die. We
Well, I mean,
can't
if they're bad
keep
people, then it's not a
prisoners.
big deal. So,
Well, I mean, if we can
That's a
put them in
new
a,
and
if we
fun
can
way
put
to
it in a
murder
bag,
somebody.
we can just kill them at that point. Don't you think?
I mean,
Speaking of, what exactly happened with I just I've been in so much pain. I didn't really consider. Where is Luna?
I haven't seen her since I woke up. At least I don't know.
I'm gonna reach for Luna, like with my doohickey. She's not there, right? I mean, I don't know why I'm asking. I know what happened.
You can as you try and snap Luna into existence, you feel immediately like an emptiness. You feel like that link has been severed. Similar to what you had happen before in the Durst Manor.
I'm gonna sigh, and I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion again because it's been over a minute.
And you're gonna
This time, yeah, I'm gonna change the picture.
Sure.
Now it's they're on a boat, and there's like a kraken or big tentacles.
Sure,
emerging
sure,
from
sure.
the water. That's okay. I can call them again. It's everybody else. And now he, for the first time, he actually looks around at the group and is like, "Oh, good, everybody's alive." That's.
Are you on the stairs, Johans?
He's sitting on the stairs. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Like at
step
the top
over
of
you
the
and go
stairs.
downstairs.
Just
That's
like,
fine.
excuse me.
By definition, everybody's literally capable of just walking over.
Yeah.
True.
All right,
Who's
Blaire,
that?
you make your way down to the first level.
Is it
And you
quiet down
see
here?
it is, I don't know. During that time, Katya, what would you have said? I know you
like
had a
for a
thing.
while, they're just like sitting there making just silent eye contact, and then she just says, "You're being obnoxiously supportive."
Mm. I know.
Zack's smiling and I'm trying really hard not to. It's just like I'm a danger to this party, right?
But I don't believe that. I think you think that you're a danger.
Of course I think that I'm a danger. I'm some kind of hideous thing. I'm changing into the thing that has hunted your people. How can you be so calm about this?
But you're different. You've had so many chances to take us out if you were going to become this monster that you say. No, I don't believe it. And your fortune and mine were so similar, stating that I'm the only one in my way. Well, you're the only one in your way.
But
To
what?
think that you're a monster, of course, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's not exactly one I can help. What happens when I change further? What happens if I can't control it anymore? Yes, I've had plenty of chances. It's not anything I want to do, but what happens when I can't help it? What happens when I go too far?
Let's hope that that doesn't happen. And I will be there until it does.
Hey guys, look at this cool bag that I found.
Blaire and Grimm make their way down the staircase.
I was gonna comment that I'm listening to this entire conversation because I'm technically
Sure.
right there.
It was happening at the same time that
Yeah,
you were
of
having the
course.
conversation,
Yeah.
so.
No, I know. but
You can
it was-
multitask, you know.
When
Sure.
we come barging in, he's talking about the bag. I'm just gonna walk over and plop her right next to Katya, just casually.
She's
No
very
space.
sulky.
I sit on the other side of Katya and I sit down and get the bag. I was like, look at this thing.
Have you
So-
ever tried really hard to like stay sad and stay in a bad mood and everybody's being really nice to you and it's like heartwarming but annoying at the same time?
Yep.
She's just like,
So Grimm is completely oblivious to what you're doing right now. I'm just showing like, yeah, so check this out. So we found this upstairs. Here, reach your hand in it.
just like she like
well, this
stares
is-
at it for like a little longer than is comfortable
Come on.
and then she'll reach out a hand and just
Think of
Think of a
some
health
gold.
potion.
gold,
5 gold pieces appear into your hand.
an infinite money bag.
Now think of
I
a
don't
health
think
potion.
so. We put that in there. But
How much?
I think I didn't count how much, but it was a nice pile of gold. But no, like we can put stuff in it and we can just take it out. It's 50 gold pieces. I know how much it is,
I
but
know. I'm just like,
I was seeing Jonny type in the
Money.
chat, so I
Just wanted to make sure that we all
Yeah.
knew exactly what was in there.
yeah.
By the way, when they start going downstairs, I'm gonna start casting Unseen Servant, the ritual casting.
Sure.
You mean
Just so you know.
casting Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff servant.
Unseen Jeff.
I start to notice that Katya is
I'm
feeling
like,
off. Like, you okay?
I'm like,
Ismark makes his way around and
Like,
sits
was-
just in front now.
take a sec. Like, was Grimm awake for that? And then I just say, no, no.
Grimm, I don't know if you know this. I know you were in and out of consciousness, but our friend Katya has...
I
Why don't
look
you
at
say
him
it?
and I just say, they know. Because he knows
And-
from a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
So I just say, they know.
Blaire doesn't know.
It got out.
Blaire was downstairs when it happened, so she's just like, I don't know what's
Oh,
going on.
I mean, yeah, I think, yeah, you kind of just bit the guy right in front of me.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I
you
didn't think
bit
you were gonna keep that one in the
somebody,
bag
Katya?
after that.
It's badass.
No, I wish I could, but
I was
What-
just explaining to Katya how we are all still very much a group.
You okay? Was that like reflex
I
or?
mean, in the moment I am fine, but I feel like I'm just worried. I feel like I'm going to bite everybody and then go on a rampage and kill everyone.
But you
I'm
won't.
just, I'm scared.
It's
You
okay.
won't.
We kill you if you
Well-
do that.
John!
I look up at Johans. Do you promise?
Yes. You're
Well,
fine.
besides that,
Okay.
you may not know this about me, but I've been really good at controlling my anger. I've had a lot of anger issues growing up and everything, so I can help you, control and harness rage.
I would appreciate that actually. Thank you.
And you and I can learn how to overcome our difficulties of ourselves being in our own way together.
Thank you. I don't deserve you all. You're
That is
better
untrue.
than I deserve.
That is untrue. You just need to accept that. He awkwardly comes down for a little hug. Awkwardly, and he's like, okay, this was a lot worse than I thought it was
Just,
going to be.
kinda
Never
like-
mind. I'll just sit back down.
I guess I'll be done here technically. As I'm sitting there, I'm gonna pull out the book again.
Okay.
I'm gonna slap down a deck of cards and then start dealing.
All right.
I flip
Are
it
they
open
corgi
to
cards?
see
Maybe.
to the page that had Granny's image on it
Is this your
emblazoned.
time?
Still there. You see Granny Morgantha's portrait, and just above, Wicked.
Well, she's still out there somewhere. I'm not sure how far she's gotten, or if she's even truly left.
You begin flipping through the book a little bit, and you find on the next page there's another portrait. You find the portrait of Bella. And just above, instead of Wicked, that you know, it says Collected. And then you find the next page is also filled with a portrait of Ophalia, the other hag that was in here. And again, above it, Collected.
Kai, you still don't see this, right? The
See
other
what?
day. Yeah, I didn't think so.
I look at. I was off sulking again, so I look at him what is it?
No, the book. The other day I tried to show you.
Do I see the book?
I mean, you see the book. You don't see anything written in it, though.
Did you? Is that like a journal you started, or?
No, this is the one that I found. Well, if you can say having it appear in your hands, finding.
Oh, well, in a way, right?
No, this is the vision from the other day.
Do you need some do you need like a quill and ink to start writing in it, or?
No, that's the thing is, there is stuff in here.
I look down at the page.
Ismark looks over too. Grimm, there's nothing there. I'm with Katya on this one.
See, because what I see in here right now, I flip back to the picture of Granny. A very, very accurate picture of that old woman, that other creature.
Oh, wait. I'm just kidding.
Got him.
I mean, if you
High
can't see
five.
them, it's fine. I don't care. But
So, is that when? So
I found it at
saw
the
a
Vistani
picture.
camp.
You found
Well-
it at the Vistani camp.
Well, before
And-
I had this, I had one of those visions I've talked to you about.
Right.
It was quick, but I saw, flashes of this. I'll look up around this windmill, and then this picture of this hag.
And is that how you knew we should come up here? Or is that why you wanted to come up here? And is that how you knew that they were evil? Apart from the everything about this room?
Short answer, yes.
Okay.
Long answer, I don't know, really, because this is definitely both new and weird. But before we came here, the other pages were all blank too, but now there's more pages that are here. Those other two women that we fought, they're in here, and they have been, seems, crossed off, as if this book is like some kind of list of some kind. I don't.
So something is telling you to cross off monsters?
I'm gonna flip to a couple more pages to see if there's anything.
Is there anyone else in the book?
I keep flipping. Doesn't look like it. Just the one that got away.
Well, I guess if it started out blank, then they'll come with time, but it sounds like a useful thing to have.
Yeah, it would appear that way.
You can't, like, find out where she is now or anything like that, right?
I'll kind of look at the picture and kind of focus. I don't think so. I don't think there's.
Too much to ask. That's okay. We'll find her.
Well,
Do you... No, never mind.
what?
I was just asking if you knew where this thing came from or who would give it to you, but you said it just appeared in your hand.
There was a voice that was talking to me.
Ismark looks intrigued. What did the voice say?
It's hard to remember. It was so fast, but they called me something. They called me Reaper.
Interesting.
Certainly a colorful party we've put together.
A real band of misfits.
Hey, there it is.
She said the thing.
So, at about this time, Johann's Jeff is now casted
Jeff,
and stands at the ready.
I want you to clean.
And immediately gets to the task and starts cleaning up the
He has
place.
an entire hour of cleaning going on.
Yep.
And once I finish, I'm gonna lean against the wall. I'm gonna look at Ireena and I'm gonna connect minds with her. I ask you a question.
Worse, what is it?
What happened after I fell?
Well, we fought with the hag. She had the upper ground or upper hand, or so she thought, and it was not easy, but in the end, we were able to defeat her. However, the granny, she disappeared. It all kind of happened so fast. Ismark came running up, and this is probably one of the most difficult fights I've encountered in my life.
I had never fought another magic user before. I thought I knew what I was doing, and I got completely defeated.
You've not dueled with another who can also use magic or arcane arts?
Man, that grandfather clock really is loud, isn't it? I didn't even know there was one in
Real
here.
Spooky's gonna happen.
No, I haven't. My education is a little bit less than formal. I've had to pick what I had to pick up to survive.
I see. Well, I'm not so proficient with magic, but maybe perhaps someone in the party could duel with you or something.
I don't think that's necessary. How do you keep going? I know it's dumb for me to ask that, but you say it's a smoothie of emotions within me right now. And it is very hard to express it. Ever since we came here, before I came here, I didn't really. It was. Everything was easy. I knew what I had to do. I knew what I had was enough. But the moment I stepped into this accursed mist, I've not been good enough. And
I wouldn't say that. How do I keep going? Well, I try not to think about that, and I don't really have a choice, Johans. If I don't keep going, then I don't know who's going to help my people, who's going to help the people of Barovia. or who's going to do away with this curse of Strahd.
She said the thing.
She said the thing!
You know, I thought I had it all figured out. Ever since I came here, I've seen Blaire and Katya and Grimm, yes, and Estella, and now you and Ismark. You're all so... I would call it foolish if it was my... if it had been before, but you charge in, blades drawn, do what you need to do to win and a fight. I tried that. Didn't work out. And the more time passes, the more I see Grimm gain more power. And now, Ireena, I failed you. You brought me along with a very explicit purpose of keeping you alive.
And you
yet,
have done that.
I did not. I was the first one to fall. How is that keeping you alive?
I am alive, am I not?
Not because of my skills or powers or whatever.
Every little bit counts. Everybody has different strengths. There are things that you're able to do that I cannot.
I am not responsible for the armor that you wear and for the protection that it offers. I am not responsible for the protection that others have given you during this journey.
You are responsible for the contributions in the battle with those evil witches. And everything you did, everything everybody did, it contributed. Everything held weight. Without it, if even one of us was not here, I fear that none of us would have made it. So to say that you did not contribute does not sit right with me.
I refreshed the minor delusion on the kids at this point.
Sure. It's been an hour since you've done it, just because you were casting ritually the thing, but now they're like, whoa, and they're making their way over there.
You guys okay upstairs? You guys have been really quiet.
Yes.
All's well. He's making a picture on the wall. It's quite impressive.
Okay, just
Somebody
checking
has to
because,
take care of the midgets.
like I said, you guys have been really, really quiet. Just wanted to make sure everything was okay.
Yeah, we're playing cards out here, and I'm dealing out. I've been
And I'm
shuffling cards
winning.
and start dealing them out.
I'm not winning.
Would we have been doing a short rest downstairs since he's casted it for an hour? Holy moly!
I
Do
didn't
you
cast for
have
an hour.
any twos?
It would have been not an hour. That's right.
It would have been 10 minutes and 6 seconds, right? Because it's
That's
10
what it
minutes.
is. It
extra.
lasts for an hour. That's what it is.
Okay, never mind. That's fine.
So about a half an hour has passed.
But
into
still,
this-
even then, I'd still yell out like, "Are you guys okay?"
Yeah.
True, we've been telepathic communications the entire time. That's true. I don't agree. That said, I'm going to just tell you, and I'm gonna tell Ireena everything about Esmeralda.
Okay.
I knew Esmeralda. I knew Esmeralda. But it's been a while since I last saw her. And I don't know how the character actually looks like. I'm just gonna describe to Ireena what the character looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I figured if I'm not going to survive to the end of this journey, I might as well give you everything that you need so that you can. If I had died today, that knowledge would have died with me. So, but yeah, she's great. She's if anyone can help, like all of you can, Esmeralda can.
I hope
They
we.
shared that
Yeah.
portrait with you, Joel. Just so you know.
Yeah, I see. Can Momo see this or?
No, only
Is it
I
just
only
a-
shared it with you just so you
Oh.
can see.
She's a really beautiful woman. Very tall.
Not
I
saying
mean-
much for Johans.
Yeah. Curly hair. It's missing one leg.
Well,
That's like the biggest giveaway, I think. Actually, hold on. I'm just gonna minor illusion for a minute. Just
Ooh.
quick
Sure.
minor illusion and show
Yeah,
her
absolutely.
what Esmeralda looks like.
okay.
Sure. And with that, you all see well, at least
No, I just-
Ireena sees Esmeralda de Avenir.
Even if I could
Yeah.
see from this angle, I probably would not be paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sure.
cool leg though. That is a cool face.
Do I see like her? You're doing her whole body, or are you doing her face? What are you doing, my guy?
I'm doing a Star Wars hologram above my
Oh,
head.
okay, like her whole,
Right.
like how, like as she's standing in that picture.
Yeah, you're seeing
Yeah,
that image in front of you. Basically.
Okay. She looks quite impressive.
A younger, probably younger, not as battle hardened look. to her.
Okay.
She's standing hands crossed rather than with weapons drawn, I would say.
Yeah.
She looks quite imposing, and-
Jeez.
interesting. I really appreciate you sharing this information with me. And I hope that we find her and you get to see her again.
I don't know if I want that, but
You
sure, if she is around, we're going to find her.
well, did you not leave on good terms?
What are terms if not things that are not things I remember?
Mhm. Do you need protection from Esmeralda? I know somebody maybe who
No.
you could hire. She's quite good with the rapier and the whip.
No, we're not. We're not on. I don't think we are on her trying to kill me terms. I hope not.
Well, that's good.
But we had very different ways of seeing the world.
I see.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Johans. I really do.
Children minor illusion.
Sure.
They're like they're like dancing, you know, like
Yep.
yeah,
I'm gonna
like at a party or whatever.
take a look outside. Was there anything else surrounding this building at all? Like any other like small stable or anything?
Go ahead and do a quick perception check. As
Sure.
you open up the door to take a look.
I'll go ahead and use my last past life knowledge on that and just do an extra
Okay.
d6.
Would this be considered a short
fine.
rest?
Ooh.
Since we've been just kind of chilling for a while.
So far, it's about like 40 minutes have gone by. So, almost.
Cool. 'Cause
Grimm.
I do want to tap into my Arcane recovery.
I
if
got you.
get the opportunity.
For you would have to actually take a little bit longer because casting actually, I would only say like minor illusion is a cantrip, so I won't say that that's really a big deal. But the
Oh yeah, I ritual cast.
the ritual cast would
yeah,
definitely start
fair
it
enough.
after that.
That's
But Grimm, you open up the door and take a look outside. It is dark now.
Yeah.
It is full blown into the nighttime, and you see mist completely covering the area. However, with a 15, you are able to see down the road a little bit the cart in which Morgantha had displayed the meat pies on there. But completely surrounding the windmill, let me...
Hey,
You do see a little bit off the way there.
A giraffe.
You see 4 ancient-looking stones, all
Like-
covered in moss,
like
and
large, like Stonehenge type stones.
like monoliths
yeah. Okay.
in like a circle. But you see like a little area there. It's overgrown. The grass there is dead, and the monoliths are all covered in moss and broken branches.
How far out is Morgantha's cart from the top of the hill? Like how far?
Maybe about like 100 feet away. 120.
Hey, Ismark, wanna walk with me real quick? Check something out?
Sure. Do you think
I'll
it would
s-
be...
I'll-
You think it would be best to just wait a few more moments? Almost caught my breath.
Oh, I mean, sure. Yeah, I'm fine
Okay.
if you guys want to just take a second.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we don't get ambushed when we're out there.
I mean, that's fine.
So, you wait an extra 20 minutes, and each of you get a short rest.
Except
Including
me.
Ismark. Except you for now.
Just I don't know how long has it been since I casted.
You'll have about
Jeff?
like another, I'll say another like 20 minutes or so.
20 minutes. At that point, I want Jeff to bring me anything that can be used as a weapon that is within this establishment.
Okay, sure. He'll take a look. Go ahead and do like an investigation check with your investigation just to...
20. Dirty.
Cool. Okay. Let me roll some hit die for Ismark real quick, and then I will... Nope, that's not what I wanted. What is his con? Ooh, 14 on your end. Nice. Con is +2. Okay.
My thing is not as important, so it can
I get you.
take
Yeah,
less.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna 3, 4, 5, 19. Almost full. Cool. Okay. Ismark, Johans. I will need to look through. I don't believe there's any literal weapons in this place.
But like knives, that kind of, even things like they're not really weapons, but things like could be
Sure.
used, like staffs and such,
Just gonna
or
look
anything that would
through
be
real
of
quick.
interest to me,
Sure.
like
Um,
books and sticks.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the entire
Nudge, nudge.
throughout the entire windmill, there are no like actual weapons. There are things that could be used as weapons, like in a quick pinch, but there's nothing that's deadly. You find bones on the first floor, and you could, make them into something like a shiv or something like that, but it would take a lot longer than it's worth.
Yeah.
Nothing really else, though.
No books, no sticks of any kind that might. No. Alright.
I mean, there's
pie
sticks.
recipes.
There's sticks.
No.
If you want, like,
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, if there's no books or weapons per se, then that's really
nothing really of note by any means. No.
That's fine. I'll keep the kids entertained. I'll
Okay.
continually I'll make a movie for them.
Sure.
Be fine.
I'll fucking
Sounds good.
adventuring, whatever.
I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go check out her cart if any of you wanted to walk with me, but
I'll come with you.
I'll shuffle out of the way of the door.
do either one of you want to come too?
No, I'll stay here.
Okay.
Looks like Grimm and Ismark are at it. Let's go get it.
I just like kind of like nod my head. Let's do it.
All right. Okay. All right. So you make your way out in the mist.
Is he looking a lot
covered
better too?
fields. He's looking a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah. He's finally seems like he caught his breath and he's ready to go. How are you going to do this? You open the door and you find that mist begins to enter into this windmill because of how dense it is outside. It's very tough to see even the cart at this point, but you're able to just make it out about 100 feet away.
Okay. I mean, I'll just do it slowly. Keeping
Can
an eye
I
out.
try to keep an eye on them through the window?
Sure.
I'm definitely as we're walking, I'm definitely in mechanics terms definitely doing slow paces. I'm walking.
Yeah.
Go
ahead and do a stealth check. He will also. 12 for Ismark.
12 as well.
12 for
12.
Grimm. Right on. Okay. You hear animal calls, crows, ravens. Every once in a while, you hear the wolf. Distant. Rain is slowly pouring above, and you hear of thunder in a distant storm.
Were they
All right, keep your eyes
Eating-
peeled.
Yeah, of course, you too.
were they eating?
Both slowly make your way
Nice.
towards the cart, and you hear coming from inside of the cart.
I see.
A heartbeat.
No, pounding.
Oh,
It's gonna be okay.
There we go. A little bit better that
I'll
way.
Is it like is there a section on it, like a little panel on the side of it, or?
There is. There are panels, 3 panels.
Okay. It's like get your sword out. I imagine it's a kid. But...
You look back and he's
Oh
already,
my
he's already
God.
ready. He has a sword out.
Okay, I'll ready a sacred flame,
Here,
but
I'll do it. You stand back.
okay.
Makes his way over to the cart, and you hear coming again from the middle one specifically.
Sure.
He looks back at you.
I nod. I give him.
Puts his sword to his side. And he opens it, and inside you find another child.
Is it the description that we heard earlier? The girl that went missing in the village.
No. This one is a boy.
It's okay. It's okay. Are you?
You see that their mouth is covered with a cloth.
It's okay. We're here to help you.
Yes, here. And when you open it, you actually find that there's like a crate that was similar to the one that was on the 3rd floor.
Sure.
Ismark makes easy work of it, opening it up, and you see the kid kind of
It's okay. Stay close to us. We'll keep you safe.
do a persuasion check.
Sure.
With advantage because Ismark is releasing
Sure.
the boy.
Huh. 23 and
23.
21. Okay.
Wow.
Nice. Both very good. So with a 23, Ismark kind of reaches in, unties the cloth around his mouth, and where are we going?
Are you just stay here for a second? Are you hurt? Is anywhere?
No.
Okay. Just stay here. Stay close to us. Want to make sure there's no one else here.
He sheaths his sword and he's like, I got him, and he
Okay.
picks him up.
I want to check out the
Let's
rest of this cart. Is there any other sounds on it? The cart sounding okay.
Not at the moment, no.
How is this cart being pulled? Is it horses or
It was being pushed.
pushed? Okay. It's
Granny
just-
Morgantha was
Right. That's right. She just took it.
yoked.
I mean, sure. just gonna do like a little inspection. I'm gonna check all the
Sure.
other drawers, and
Do
then
an
I'm gonna check.
investigation check.
I'm gonna check the back of it. I'm gonna check the front of it. I'm gonna just make sure
Sure.
anything that might be underneath something.
Yeah,
Sure.
check underneath because the old lady might be holding on to the
Right.
Mission
yeah.
Impossible again. Just wait.
19.
19. Each of those cupboards, little places at the bottom of the cart, each one you open, you find a crate that is most definitely used to transport children.
We can use that. For our new kids.
But in a good way.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
For
totally
sure.
gonna want to go right back in there, huh?
Yeah,
It's okay. I can
Um,
just use Jeff.
making
That
kids
is-
have a trauma again. Trauma
It doesn't seem like
victims.
there's anything else in here. You do find a small place for, like different materials needed for serving meat pies and things like that.
I'll go
but
ahead and get the materials that don't
Sure.
seem like they're gross.
It's like a pie type of like, what's the word? Like
Mold?
bowl that yeah,
Sure.
a pie mold that like they put the pies in. There's a few extra.
I'll
and other
grab
than
I'll
that-
grab a few of the things.
Sure.
Are there any pies on here still?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Good.
Oh boy, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then digging through the top part. That's basically what I get.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll shove the stuff into the bag.
Okay.
It's like, are you? Where's your parents? What happened to your parents?
Ismark is like, let's get back to
I
the
mean-
windmill,
Sure.
and then we'll start talking. And so
Sure.
you guys are able to, for the sake of brevity, make it inside of the windmill with no thing stopping you. So, as Ismark and Grimm come inside, you all find a young boy in his hands, and he
Oh, not another one.
places him down. Hello. I'm Jesper.
What happened to your parents? Are you from the village as well?
Yes. They. I don't know. I was playing with one of my toys and then an old woman came and grabbed me. I tried to call out for my parents, but they didn't come for me. I just saw them eating. It was like they couldn't hear me. I think so. I don't know. I couldn't really see.
Of course.
And you see at this point the two other kids come down.
We're still watching a
Just-
movie though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, at this commotion, they hear another kid and they're
No, fair
coming
enough.
down to just check it out. And
Then I'll stop the movie. It's fine. You don't have to watch the Avengers if you don't want to.
whatever, fine. Johans is just so, like,
You worked hard on
hurt.
that movie.
yeah. He's writing it as he goes and everything.
I made those kids be the Avengers.
Of
Like,
course.
All of them. It was multiple kids. Just
You see-
identical.
The other two kids don't even care. They're like, this movie sucks. Let's just leave. But they come down the staircase and you see Jesper look up.
This is why I hate kids.
You have more people here? You see him, a slight smile.
Yeah, we took care of the bad people that were taking you.
And you see Freck, the boy. He's like, yes, and here, come. They have moving pictures upstairs. You see Jesper. He kind of leans closer to Ismark. I'm okay, thank you.
It's okay. I can make it down here, and I'm gonna show her or him what I'm.
Sure. Make another
way,
one. Now
this-
adding
this-
another
this-
person.
This place is clean, by the way, because
Yes.
I
Everything
made
has
sure
been-
that Jeff hit anything that might have maybe scared the kids.
Yeah.
This place is clean.
Yeah.
And now there's a picture playing like in the oven or something to make it look
Sure.
like a movie.
Sure.
So
I look down at the first little boy. I say, I'm sorry I had to throw you down the stairs.
Well, I'm kind of hurt, but
I hope
that's
you're
okay. I'm glad that you were able to deal with it.
Mhm.
She
Just-
said that she was gonna eat me.
Yes, we all said some crazy things up there, but I'm glad you're okay.
speaking of which,
You too.
what the heck were they?
Do I know what a hag is? I don't think
Go
I
ahead and
would.
do
Do
Arcana.
I know what a hag
Yeah,
is?
Johan's-
let him do it.
Whoever wants to
don't-
do it, go ahead and do it with advantage, with everybody kind of
If you want to do it, you can
pooling
do
their
it with
pieces
advantage.
together.
But
What
I
did
do
you
have
say,
a 6
Arcana?
Arcana.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Natural.
Doesn't matter.
Natural 20.
All
Nice.
right.
We all know what it is. It's fine.
I read about hags.
Once they dropped their guys, you
Yeah.
immediately knew that they were an evil creature, to say the least, and a hag is something that is told in stories of old, ugly, granny-type women that hide themselves very well and can use magic to kill people.
I feel like for a nat 20, I've read about them before. I know
Sure,
hags
yeah.
up and down.
Yeah. But
Well,
They were
You know-
they were hags. Is it a brood or a coven? What do hags hang out in?
covens.
It was a coven. The
well,
Is my rest complete or like?
Oh yeah, your rest is complete.
Oh,
You're good.
sick. Cool. I don't know.
I wonder, Ismark, my father always said not to eat her pies.
Do you
Do you,
Yeah, I was noticing that too.
do you think he knew something, or do you think he was
tried
just being cautious, or
I have to say that I don't think that he knew what was happening. I think,
No,
if anything, he
he-
might have tried it at one point, and
maybe he got sick?
I don't know. I really hope he didn't know.
I don't know. He wouldn't have known.
Yes,
Perhaps, yeah, he probably tried it. That makes a lot more sense.
I think that's what happened. What? Yes, let's stick with that.
well, I think it's getting late enough to where we should probably
Yeah.
sit down and
yes.
get ready to keep our journey on for tomorrow. Hopefully this mist
I have-
clears up.
I've got a bit of an idea.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say this to Jonny because I'm assuming Johans would know if this works or not. So I have prestidigitation, right?
Mhm.
I'm allowed to dirty things.
Sure.
Could I potentially use prestidigitation to make a crust around the door so that it's harder to open?
Mm,
I mean, Katya's
I
gonna
would
resume her post leaning up against the door anyway.
Well, it depends. Is the
I
door
would
open
I would
inwards or
say
outwards?
that is out of the bounds of prestidigitation.
That's fair.
Or
All right. Well,
That's-
in that
we
that
could put
case,
something heavy in front of the doors.
Like
By
a
lifting.
vampire girl.
Yeah.
In
What's
that
the-
case, I'm gonna go. Sorry, go ahead.
What's the ground made out of?
Dirt,
Stone.
stone.
Never mind. Allergic.
I'm gonna go clean. Use prestidigitation to clean the bed that's upstairs.
Sure.
Take the kids over there.
Yeah.
Tell them that to rest, and then put a movie up and just sit in the corner watching them.
Okay. Anything else anybody would like to do?
We should probably set up some kind of watch or something.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm
okay.
fine to stay up as usual. That's not gonna, matter to me.
maybe one of us should take turns in staying up with Grimm.
At least
Every
just
2
one.
hours.
I am already staying up until the kids fall asleep.
But you have to sleep sometime tonight.
Well,
And
yeah, I'll take first watch, second watch. Anybody else can take it.
okay.
Sure. I'll take second watch.
I'm just gonna take the kids
Why-
upstairs. I'll assume I said that during the conversation.
You,
Jesper
we sh-
is clinging to Ismark, and he
we should try to get
notices
those.
this, and then he comes up with you.
We should bring that bed down here so we're all in the same room.
That's
Yes.
a good idea.
Yes.
I'll grab it. Johans, you help.
I'll help. I'll go up with him.
I realized that as I said it. It was
Oh,
no
I
offense,
can help.
Johans.
I can
I
lift
can-
Blaire,
things.
you can help as
Can-
well. Either
Yes.
one.
Lift many things.
Which kind of mage can carry?
While
Not
they're
a lot.
going upstairs, I want to try to use thaumaturgy because this floor is disgusting.
Actually,
Well,
it's not.
Uh,
Because Jeff cleaned.
Jeff's been cleaning
Jeff,
this whole
Jeff,
time.
Right.
Jeff's been going around with a broom and
so Jeff's
cleaning the whole
cleaned
place
downstairs.
up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Jeff cleaned everywhere. He
All right.
just like went to town for an hour.
It's
You,
not
Alright.
the Fabuloso. It's clean now.
Mhm,
you scared
mhm, it smells
Simon so
great.
much.
He even to make sure that any pieces of corpses or whatever was just gone.
Bones. Yeah,
This looks like a rustic little homestead now.
it's a nice little home.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Love that
And
for us.
you all own it because you have a deed to this windmill.
Cool, but
True.
the vibes
True.
are bad. I don't like.
Yeah, the vibes are bad. You can't get rid of those.
We can
Yeah,
cleanse
get rid
it.
of those.
Was the deed
Basically,
inside
no
that
way
bag of
this
holding?
place is not haunted.
Did I miss
Say
that?
that
Was the deed in the bag of holding or something?
It was.
Oh no,
we
it
got
was the one we found right.
Durst Manor.
Very
Yeah, we
beginning.
got it
Yeah.
at the house.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, right. We had look
yeah,
at
Death
that.
House happened.
You
Okay.
guys.
Just locked away our trauma. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
All right. So, you all get to bed, taking turns. Johans, you stay awake until the kids fall asleep. Ismark wakes you up in about 2 hours from then. And you all fall asleep with no issues.
Sick.
I'm definitely keeping an eye out this entire night for everything.
Oh,
Go ahead and do a perception check.
Yeah. To see if anything seems weird.
Sure.
23.
Okay. 23. Go ahead and do it with advantage since you're always going to have another
Sure.
person with you. 23, just to get 23
again.
Right on.
That's so funny.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
so. During the shift change between Ismark and Johans, you're keeping an eye out, making sure that nothing happens. And then your vision becomes blurry.
Oh no.
Your consciousness fades to black until you fall into your meditative state, just like before. Your vision returns and you find yourself walking among the clouds once again. The sun is bright and you have to cover your eyes for a moment until you finally adjust. A cool breeze passes over your skin and you follow it to find this amorphous cloud formation rising up like a giant tower in front of you. As it finally reaches its apex, you see the cloud formation forming branches of clouds, forming giant wing-like appendages. In its still amorphous state, you hear a familiar voice booming. Well done, Reaper. The souls of 2 wicked ones have been collected, and you have been given a boon. May it prove useful to your journey.
I still don't fully understand.
You see the Tower of Clouds crouching down just in front of you like a giant inspecting a short human.
Why don't I
The head,
remember?
the head just goes right next to you. You will. You will.
These people that are showing up in this book. This is you that's doing this?
Yes. I am showing you the way of the light. You are collecting the souls of the wicked and bringing peace and light to the people of Barovia. However, your quarry still remains.
Yeah. Is there...
She is smart, tactful. She will never attack you directly. She
How can
will
I
remain
find her?
unseen and patient, waiting
if-
for the right moment to strike. So you must stay vigilant, Reaper.
Well,
The time will come, and I know you will seize it.
how can I talk to you again if I need?
I will be there. Just like I was. I have stake in you, Reaper. There are many wicked souls to collect here. You see it stand up to its apex length once again. And then you feel the solid ground beneath your feet give way as you slowly begin falling through the clouds. The sensation of falling rips you out of this meditative state, and you find yourself back in the same position as before. However, you feel more radiant energy in you, and you have gained another use of your healing light ability. Permanently.
Just a +1 to that, right on?
Yeah, just an extra. And that's where we're going to take a break. So we will be back in 15 minutes, right after we go to the bathroom and stuff. So,
Bye for a little bit.
bye for now.
Be right back.
Well, hello, everybody. We are back with some Ravenloft Misfits, Episode 8, Part 2. So, with us leaving, we had found some children. We had taken a long rest. However, before the long rest is completely done, Katya, as you sit and try and sleep on the door of this windmill, you finally come to rest and dreaming. You find yourself back in the hut that you had inhabited for years before even coming to Barovia. Your stomach aches as you sit on the edge of your stone, uncomfortable bed with your tattered blankets. And you suddenly see your front door open. You find it to be Ivana, the rune maker that you had worked so closely with. She sees you in pain and she makes her way over just next to you, concerned. This is when you feel something different. The world becomes muted. And before you can move, your stomach churns again with a piercing pain that flows over you. After this moment, the Silence is broken, and you begin to hear a slow and subtle coming from Ivana. You look over to inspect this sound and hear the blood flowing through her neck. You can see the blood vessels pulsing with each rhythmic beat. And now you recognize why your stomach aches. You're hungry, starving, and you need to feed. I would like you to do a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy. Eight.
Without a second thought, your body lurches forward with lightning speed as you bite into the neck of Ivana. Finally, your stomach is at peace, though you continue drinking and drinking and drinking. I would like you to do one more charisma save.
Oh boy. It's 4.
Oh. You consume every last drop than Ivana.
No.
Until she finally collapses on the ground in front of you, gasping for breath, but none come until she finally dies. As you look down to her motionless body, you take a finger and lick the rest of your blood, the blood off of you, with no remorse. It's freeing. And then you quickly jolt awake. And we have finished a long rest.
You okay, Katya?
I'm fine. Like wipe a little tear away.
Wait, that
Perfectly
was
fine.
that didn't that's
It's a bad
fuck
dream.
that wasn't actually one of the kids that we had with us, right? That was Katya's like not realness, right?
No, it was not a real
Oh.
person.
I like look around and make sure I didn't like
Jesus.
sleep bite somebody or
You did
anything.
not.
Okay, good.
That's what I was just scared of.
Still
yeah,
feeling
okay.
very bad though.
Oh my god.
I would stop you.
Yeah,
Oh
Grimm would have
yeah.
noticed.
Grimm.
Unless it was during your fugue state.
I mean, true.
That's what I was
Happens
worried
at the
about.
same time. No, I wouldn't do that. That would be so fucked up.
You say that.
He says I wouldn't do that, but he writes it down for later. He just means right now.
Don't give the DM ideas.
No.
I'm going
You have
to
the
first-
day ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying you have the day ahead of you. What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm gonna clean the kids up with prestidigitation.
Sure.
I'm gonna show you something.
Easy enough.
I'm going to show you something cool. You're dirty. Whoosh. Now you're clean.
And they are now clean. And they look.
And now you're dirty again?
That was pretty
Clean
clean.
again.
Oh,
You just make them dirty and then
Got the
stop.
love.
Yeah, just dirty, clean, dirty, clean, dirty, clean.
oh my god.
Eeny,
that was
meeny,
pretty cool.
miny, mo.
If
Duck,
possible, I'll also
duck,
give them
goose.
some food.
Okay,
Just make sure they're fed and clean.
sure. So,
God,
is there
I hate
anything
kids.
specific that you would all like to do, or are you?
You said
heading out?
there was another building somewhere out
Not
there.
a building. It's like it's like Stonehenge. is
Right,
like
right.
the
That's
best way,
right. That's right.
except-
That's right. I want to go check
Yeah.
that out. That's I
I want
want
to go
okay.
look at Stonehenge.
Nice.
I'm going
All
with
right.
the monoliths.
Barovia Henge.
So you come over to this flat area, about maybe 300 feet away from the windmill. The mist has finally subsided, at least to the extent that Barovia usually is. And coming here, you find it is completely overgrown. It's hard to even get to there because you have to wade your way through tall grass and mud. But you finally make your way to this megalith circle. You see ravens are perched on each one, and they seem to be pecking at something, and some of them fly off. Some of them are flying ahead above you. But not much is here. You can do a investigation check to see if there's any like bits or pieces that you notice.
Can I look around for like runes specifically?
Sure. Yeah, I'll put that into the investigation check. You can go ahead and do a investigation check with advantage.
Okay. 9. 18.
18. One of the main things that you notice here is each of these pillars, it was hard to see at first because it's covered in moss, but as you move your hand through a bit of the moss on one of them, you can see depictions of humanoid figures. And you take a moment to get all of the moss off, and you are able to see a sort of story. Each one of them depicting different moments in a person's life until the final conclusion of their death. And the story repeats in the same way that it started. Another person being brought into this world, living and dying. It's a circle of life, if you will. However, Katya, there are no runes on this. Nothing that you can recognize to be useful runes, at least.
Okay. Nothing I can like translate or anything.
No.
Okay.
Is there any like thing inherently magical-y about this? Because whenever I think of a monolith like this, I just think of, I mean, like Katya was gonna ask about like runes, but you said there's no runes.
Go ahead and do an Arcana.
Okay, be a week. Yeah.
You don't feel any buzz or anything magical around you.
Sure.
As far as the purpose for these monoliths, it's difficult to say with only knowing this story that is being told. Maybe it's meant for resurrection, maybe it's meant for killing, maybe it's meant for just a blessing. It's hard to tell exactly.
Okay.
Cool. So you all gather yourselves in front of the windmill once again and begin your journey towards Vallaki.
Oh,
I believe
we're
so.
taking the cart, right?
Our cart, not
We have
Granny's
a
cart.
cart.
Wait, yeah, it's fair.
Unless you want
Thought
to,
about that.
to pull it.
Bringing
I
this
mean, I
back
have
over
to
here.
have to do. Whatever the case, if whether we can bring or not the other cart, I'm gonna ride in the cart that we currently have.
Cool.
With the kids, I'm going to tell them, do you want to see something really cool? These, watch these. And I'm going to start ritual casting Summon Luna.
Okay. All right. Do you have the incense and charcoal and all that stuff? I'm just curious.
We did say I
think
got
you-
some
I
of
think
that
you had
stuff from,
one more use left, right?
Yeah. Plus,
I believe that's
I don't
what
know
it is.
if I don't know exact all of what I found in the old hag's bag. I don't know if that is
Right.
included.
She didn't seem like
I
the
would
kind
say-
who would have
let's see.
incense, but like that's what the fingers were for.
Yeah, I would say that you probably found about 5 gold pieces worth of incense and
Hey.
stuff inside of it. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Ziggy.
Just enough.
Grimm now has a free
Oh.
reroll for
Hell
any
yeah.
time that
Oh, thank
you
you.
would
Been
use it.
given
so.
a gift.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
gift.
All right.
So just for clean slate, that's gonna be my last use of the spell until we get to this.
Yeah, and then you have 5 gold pieces worth of the next one. So.
Oh, I was including those 5 in the.
Oh, okay.
last
Cool.
one.
Cool.
Just
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. So you use all of that, and after, I believe it's 10 minutes.
No, it's actually way longer because it's 5.
Is it an hour?
Because it's an hour, so it would be an hour
That's
and 10
what it is.
minutes.
Hour and 10. Okay. So you use your ritual casting as you travel down this old Sphalic road, meandering
I'm
down the
teaching the
mountain
kids
range,
as I
and
do
of
it.
course, all of the kids are just amazed with how you're casting, and there's bits of magic that flow through your hand, and bit of light that kind of escapes from your shirt, light blue aura. But
Yes, it does.
you cast, and Luna appears in front of the kids, where they're like, "Whoa, that's really cool."
I immediately give her a hug, and I whisper,
Of course,
"I'm sorry."
Luna nuzzles up into you, completely
And then I send
ignoring
her
the
to keep-
kids.
Yeah, and then I send her to keep watch.
Sure.
With everybody.
And takes
Time
off.
Summon your bird.
That was really cool. Maybe I
Oh.
can do something like that someday here.
Do you want to?
And you see Freck, the one that's always been super interested in you. He begins like moving his hands in a way that, of course, if it was an adult, it would be very insulting. But since it's a kid, it's more like, well, I don't know. For Johans, it's one of the same for kids, right? But
He's
just
immediately
kinda just
gonna
waving
go,
his hands
no, no,
around.
No, come here. And I'm gonna have him sit next to me. And I'm gonna show him my spell book and start
Okay.
teaching him I'm gonna teach him prestidigitation, since that's like a starter level spell. And
Okay.
like, so
you see,
do is these.
he's a natural. He's really like starting to get it. Not anywhere near like
Combat ready.
by any means.
New party
But-
member.
No.
Each series of movements that you teach him, it's like, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
I'm
So-
gonna just continue doing that the entire
Sure.
way.
Yeah.
This kid's gonna learn prestidigitation before we get to the city.
Got
Yeah,
a new
yeah.
apprentice.
I love that.
So
You become a warlock patron.
for the sake of brevity, you get through an entire day of travel. Is there anything that anybody would like to do?
Just, I think honestly, keeping pretty quiet throughout the day is not going to be that
Sure.
weird after the last.
Yeah,
Few
after
days.
that, yeah.
I'm basically just gonna
Yeah.
keep the children entertained,
Yeah.
just to keep everybody else like doing
Mhm.
their thing.
Cool.
I'll kind of slow down next to the Katya, since I imagine we're all probably walking since the kids are all in the cart.
Yep.
She's been off like on her own to the side, walking with the cart, and like just looks really sullen.
You've been looking pretty rough ever since you woke up.
I just had a bad dream. I'll be okay.
Well, got all of us if you need anything.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Is that that witch? Was that the first thing you've bitten?
It yeah. It was a new thing for me. I was trying to hold back, but I got desperate.
Do you feel like any urges for more?
Do I?
No sudden urges. There's no, drive or hunger.
Right.
At this
I don't
point,
feel
no.
like the gnawing that I had in my dream or anything. Like, okay,
Mm-mm.
let's just say like nothing yet. Hopefully nothing ever. But
Well,
keep an eye out for me, okay?
I'll stop you if I see you try to do anything that's hurtful.
That's all I'd ask of
But-
you.
Same thing I'm gonna ask you though. Let me know as soon as that happens. We can try to figure something out.
We'll try. Thank you.
And I'll just continue walking.
Sure. Rain begins to fall on your position as you continue making your way down this winding road until you come to a good place for camping. After a few moments of finding this place, you see that this campsite has been used before, though clearly not in the recent past, as everything looks disheveled and dirty.
Oh shoot! There's something I would have totally done before we left. The windmill. I would totally broken Granny's cart and make sure it's inoperable.
Burn it
Sure.
to the ground.
Yeah, we'll say that you guys are able to do that. Yeah.
We set it on fire.
Wail on it like a printer in office space.
I love it. Some of the kids join in too.
We love to include the kids. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was about to say.
Yeah, put them back in the crate.
Teach
You
the kids
hear like
arson.
trauma.
carnal screams from some of these kids, like the anger from their parents giving them away like this is like out with their, their use of
He's-
force. But
When he says kids, he's including Johan's,
Johan's the 12-year-old, of course.
of course.
We're making barbarians and wizards.
Yep.
Anyway,
So,
sorry for derailing.
We're calling it Johan's army. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh.
But anyways, you find this place and you find a flat area that's covered in leaves for, different tents or bedrolls. It's covered in twigs and other debris, and you find a fire pit that's made from a circle of haphazardly placed rocks, each of them thick with moss.
Does it
While
look
setting
like?
up,
Sorry, I was gonna say, does it look like it was quickly abandoned, or?
over like just a quick look, it doesn't look like it was quickly abandoned. It looks like this was really long time ago that it was used.
I was also going to say that I have Luna on watch, so I would
Sure.
probably do a
Sure.
flyby.
It looks like somebody had set up camp, left, and then nature had just taken over, but there's still signs of it, specifically the
Sure.
fire pit in the middle. That's the main reason to think that this is a place that somebody has camped. But while setting up camp, Blaire,
Yes.
you begin clearing out an area for yourself in a nice flat area where you find hidden beneath a pile of leaves a small spool of black thread.
Ooh.
But that is it. You find that, and everybody is able to finish a long rest without any issue. And yeah. Is there anything that anybody would specifically like to do at this point?
I was going to have the kids help me use prestidigitation to clean up the fireplace area.
Okay. Sure.
I'm having them hold each other's hands,
Sure.
so then, and then the last one's holding on to my coat.
Freck is holding hands, but he's also chanting exactly what you're saying. He's getting a little bit off, but most of it is pretty spot on.
God damn it. Stupid children.
So after the night, you all set off for another day. And the travel goes by. Third day goes by.
I wanna talk to the kids. Like, I saw you trying to cast some magic. Was that your first time? It was looking really good.
He looks up as he's like kind of practicing himself. Oh, yeah. The kid over there taught me.
Kid?
Yeah.
Oh, Johans.
I'm not
Johan's, I
letting them
think his name
out of
was.
sight. I'm right next to them. By the
Oh,
way.
sure. This kid taught me.
Wow.
They think I'm a
Johans.
kid, yes.
How old
Wait,
are
are
you,
you not a kid?
Johans?
That's a good question.
He's 12. He right? You said 12, right? Was it?
I don't know how much I've lived in non-halfling years. I think
Oh.
I'd probably be, what is it? It's like, he's
It's like
late
30s
20s was what we agreed.
yeah, I think so.
I haven't thought about his age in so fucking long.
I know.
I think he was just outside of the 30s. 27,
I
28.
think so, yeah. Yeah, that's where it was.
I would
Is it
say
in your
human
bio
race.
part? 34 is what you put down.
Oh, I'm 34.
There you go.
I knew it was like in that range between late 20s,
Yeah,
early
yeah.
30s. So
12.
I mean, I never thought to ask. I just. Anyway.
It's okay.
How old are you? He looks up to you, Grimm.
No, that's
I'm 7.
Well, I look at myself. Based on how I feel, I don't know, probably a couple 100 years old, to be honest.
What? You're 100 years old?
I mean, that's just me guessing,
Crazy. Wow. That's crazy.
I did not know that.
I
And
mean,
then
honestly,
he,
I don't
He looks like
know.
he doesn't even care anymore, and he's just like starting to do his arcane stuff now. He's just
I'm talking to Johans at this point. It's like, yeah,
Sure,
I don't.
sure.
I mean, I'm just guessing. Maybe not. I don't. Your guess is as
So,
good as
Jonny-
mine. Can you cast Identify on me?
That's exactly what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask
Dang
like
it. Let's see.
either on him or like his clothes.
Let's see.
I don't think so, but I'll ping it. Hold on.
Let's see. Choose an object that you must. Yeah, it's an object, unfortunately.
But
so.
yeah, he's
What is
asking about my
his-
clothes.
Yeah, because like could I
Oh, on the clothes
on, like, his shirt?
itself.
or something like that?
Hmm.
With a book.
Let's see. Okay. You learn whether any spells are affecting them, an item, and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Oh.
So I could technically, because
Okay.
he is a creature.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right. So you cast Identify on
I
Grimm.
ritual cast identify
You ritual cast Identify
with the
on
help of the
Grimm.
children. Probably
Sure.
just Frick or whatever.
Yeah, so that's
Moral
an
support.
advantage, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because he's helping out. All right,
Yeah.
let's
I mean, if
see.
you can
Let
tell me how
go
old
back.
I am, it's like rings on a tree, right?
To be
Yeah.
fair,
Just cut my
I'm
finger open and see how
wasting-
many rings I have on my finger.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna say that's my last pearl.
It doesn't consume the pearl. So you just have
I'm
it.
gonna say I'm fine.
Yep.
Sick.
See.
I'm gonna just, I don't know, cast Identify on Grimm.
Okay, you. I can't
This is
remember
not what
where
I
I put
expected
it.
today to have.
I definitely put a number down, but I don't think I put it down in your. I didn't. Okay. I'm gonna throw a number out there, and it's gonna be canon. But
This is different.
so you are stuck in the age of 27.
You are stuck in the age of 27.
However, after
However.
all of the time that you've been in, your grave, you
After all
How long
have
have you
you've
been
been
27?
40 years.
40
So
years.
You're currently 67.
Oh, you couldn't.
69.
Ah,
You're 69 years old.
You're 69 years old.
You're 420 years old.
If you guys are here for
Nice.
2 years, I mean,
Huh.
who knows? Might
Nice.
just
Well, that's
automatically
younger
win.
than I thought.
Is he?
Nice.
How do you know that? How-
Oh, also,
Magic?
there is definitely magic affecting him.
I'm assuming like necromantic, like
Very
art,
heavy
like,
necromancy.
of all sorts of magic on him. Like enchanted.
More powerful than anything that you can identify.
I'm actually surprised because I have. That is the only piece of information that I can actually understand that my spell is giving me about you.
I don't fully understand how you did that, but that's cool, I guess.
Well, it's a spell. It's called Identify. It allows me to detect whether magic is affecting something, and it gives me information about the thing itself. It's how I knew about. Well, that technically isn't true. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. But it's actually really useful to identify things. I can teach you if you want, but I don't know if you can learn it.
Can you identify Katya?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
And I
Katya,
just-
you see
What?
is
I lead the kids towards Katya.
sure.
Hello, I need you to stand still for 10 minutes. And I open the spellbook and I just start going at it.
What the?
Ismark just pulls back the card. I'm actually curious too.
Oh,
So-
Freak, come here. Help me.
Hang on.
You cast
I guess
It's Freck. And then he makes his way
Alright.
over to you.
I guess I'll
Right.
let this happen.
we need to work on your name. You need a better name.
So-
That's weird.
You cast Identify on Katya. You
do.
find that she is 26 years old,
Ah,
and
you're 26.
there is no magic
I knew that.
affecting her. But you
There is
definitely tell that there is some sort of parasite.
There's something there, but I don't know what it is.
Some sort of parasite or thing inside of her.
You have something inside of you. Like a parasite or something. Frack, did you see that? Ah, it's
Oh,
green.
I
I
saw it.
26. And also non-magical, but like with something inside.
I just like stare him in the eyes. Like, you know what it is. Stop scaring the children.
Are you scared?
At
Oh,
that, all of them are like, what is it?
It's
I'm really tempted to just like, but I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
I'm just gonna.
and I just walk away with the kids towards Blaire.
Sure.
I need you to
All
stand
right.
still for 10 minutes, 11 minutes actually.
What?
I'm gonna
So-
just do it on.
What are
If
you
Blaire
doing?
accepts-
I guess we're gonna just
Sure.
camp
I
out
guess
for
we're
a
doing this
second.
now.
We're learning about everybody.
That's so good.
Everyone, go around.
Come on, Frack. And the
Say your
two of you
age
two,
and a
come
fun
here.
fact about you.
I hate
Blaire,
kids.
Blaire, if she allows you to cast it on her, you
Consent
find that
given.
she is 19 years old,
3 barks
Um,
for consent.
Bark, bark, bark.
and you also find some sort of
Magic.
thing.
You also have
Inside of
something
her.
inside of you. Are you siblings?
Though this one kind of churned your stomach
Yeah.
more than you caught from Katya.
You
I'm going to need
okay,
to cast
Johans?
identify. I'm fine. You're 19, aren't you?
Yeah.
Fascinating. Sick.
It's like a carnival game where it guesses your age.
Right? Yeah.
I'm going to have to speak with you later. Katya, Ireena, come here.
What are you? What's
Oh, Ismark is like, okay, we've had enough. Let's keep going. We need to make it to Vallaki tomorrow.
And these
Yeah, at
siblings
least
don't
do it in the
count
cart. Hey. At least do it in the cart so that we can at least keep going while we do this.
I like help put the kids and everything back in the
Sure,
cart.
sure.
Like, and she's
I
like
am
walking
going to-
alongside, and she's just like, "What are you doing?"
I am very curious. I discovered that I could use identify to figure out information about people. I did not know I could do.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And Freck is like, and I'm helping.
Correct is helping. It's true.
I love Freck so much.
We
Freck
can
is
can
the
we keep him?
Freck is staying. Freck is now a misfit.
Yes.
So,
And those two are
um,
also helping, but they don't really care as much.
Ireena, do you allow him to cast?
Yeah.
Identify.
She's like a little like what at first, but she's like,
Sure.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, fine.
So you cast.
And we cast
you cast
the
it on
thing.
Ireena, and you find that she is, I believe, 24 is what we decided.
Yeah.
23.
Or
23 years old.
Yeah, 23.
23.
Not as remarkable as any of your other party members, but definitely you identify that she'll fuck you up if she really needs to.
She's like staring at you as you're doing this, and she's just like,
Oh, you're normal. Well, that's not so.
"Oh,
And-
that's what you think. Yes, I'm normal."
Well, I mean, Katya and Blaire had things inside of them, and Grimm is like an obscene number of years old. I mean, you're normal by comparison.
Everybody has things inside of them, Johans.
That's not true. I mean, in our case, it is, but like normal people. Because technically I do, and everybody here. It's okay. I'll explain later.
I understand. I understand.
Oh, you should do Ismark. Ismark, let him do you too.
Hey, I can already tell you I am 32 years old and I am fucking basic. I'll tell you that. You can do it if you want, but that's just a waste of 10 minutes.
This is what we call a party pooper.
This is what we call a party pooper. Johans, why don't you identify yourself and tell us what you are then?
I'm a halfling. And
do you have anything inside of you?
And he is 12 years old.
I don't.
Well,
have anything
then...
inside of me.
Well, I guess you are just normal, like me. Hey, Freck, this is what we call a party pooper. And he turns around and he keeps going back to the...
Someone's a little salty.
The difference between him and me is that I can cast magic. And that makes me
Yes, whatever. Can you drive a cart? I didn't think so.
Technically, I can. Just give me enough time, and I can pretty much do everything you do with Jeff.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
And now with Freck here, we can do everything. Right, Freck? High five.
Yep. Oh, yes. And he gives you a high five as he's just like
Oh my
still doing the
God.
motions.
How old is Freck?
Freck is 7 years old.
Okay, he's
Yeah.
the 7-year-old. That's freaking
Oh my
hilarious.
god.
So,
I'm gonna have to adopt a child, aren't I?
I think so.
I
don't
hate
like to do
children.
it.
Johan says as he adopts Freck.
You're right.
Right.
The real campaign is fatherhood.
He hates incompetent children, is what we're learning. Freck is competent and
Freck
learning to
picked up
love.
a spell first try. Like, that is amazing by normal standards. In Johan's eyes, that kid got potential.
You're like the
He
rock
does.
in the game plan.
I rolled a natural 20 on his first intelligence check to
little
try and
wizard.
do. So he
Wow.
definitely is like a natural at it, but
Yeah.
he needs
Turns
to
out he's
obviously.
actually not a wizard, he's a sorcerer, and that's why it's working.
Turns out he's actually Strahd, and he already knows.
What?
While we are driving, I'm gonna do one last thing, so I don't have to take
Sure.
a lot of time. I'm gonna ask Grimm for one of his daggers, since I've noticed it over the last
Okay. Sure.
whatever. I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah,
See.
I don't think I really need these. If you want more than one, you can have.
Actually,
Another
yes,
one.
give me another one.
Yeah, here you go. I'll keep this
Here,
one just
Freck,
in
this
case.
is in
But
case you're in danger. Here. I give
Freck
it to
takes it and
Freck. Just
oh no, I have magic. Here, you can have it, Jesper. And Jesper just kind of takes it.
Jesper, you don't need to use it unless it's like dangerous. Okay?
Okay. I wish I
Just
had
to be
this
sure.
one.
What matters is that you and the two of them are safe. The past isn't important anymore. You're going to be safe. But in case
It's okay.
it isn't,
It's okay. I can protect him. Says
we will
Freck.
protect you. God, I
Kind of like
hate
sits back down and he just like slumps down. Okay.
we
But-
can ask Blaire to teach you later
So
if it's necessary.
with the day done, you travel another day into the night and you sleep through the second day, I believe is what we went through. Going into the third day, is there anything that anybody would like to do?
Apart from continuing to train Frack
Of
in
course.
prestidigitation and keeping an eye with Luna, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That was a
good.
3. He's regressing. I'm just kidding.
Beginner's luck.
Nah, he didn't make any progress. All
That's
right.
fine.
You finish up another night's rest. And the final leg of your journey, as you all awaken, Ismark says, this is it. This will be... We should get there. I think it was the night of this day of travel. So,
I'll see. Freck's still going at it,
sure.
and I'll give him a little pat on the back, giving him guidance.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
This kid is 100% going to be one of our future PCs, I swear.
All right. So, for the day, I will
What
roll in
Johan's,
front of
what
everybody
you're
now.
secretly doing is building your next character in game.
Maybe.
14. It's all right. It's all
I did say I was gonna go from Johans to Bohans. Maybe
Yeah.
we changed Frack's name to
Yeah, now
Bo-
his name is Freck. New PC.
Freckons.
Freckons.
Oh my god.
If there is nothing that you would all like to do,
Nothing beyond the normal.
all right. Actually, not this one. You're going to this one. So, the day of travel goes. The old Sphalic road meanders into a valley watched over by dark, brooding mountains. To the north and south, the woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates, with a pair of shadowy figures standing just behind them, at the top of the palisades. Planted in the ground, flanking the road outside of the gates, are half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. As you approach the wooden gates, you hear a female voice from inside, calling out, "That is far enough, creatures of the night. What brings you to Vallaki at this time?" Ismark looking. We are hoping to get in. Seek refuge, if that is possible. I'm sorry, but how do we know that you are not a vampire? Trying to seek entrance.
Katya walks behind the cart
I'm gonna.
and just
I'm
hides.
gonna.
Sure.
Are we? How close is
Subtly,
this person from
subtly.
us?
Go ahead and do a stealth check.
Is this person within 30 feet of us?
19.
19. Okay, you subtly make your way over. They stop you, or they at least call out while you guys are about like 60 feet away. But it's up to you if you want to continue forward. The doors are closed, so it doesn't...
I think, yeah. No, I'm gonna call out. We've got children that need protection.
You see her look over to another guard and... I'm sorry. We have strict orders never to open the gates at night. Please return in the morning if you're still alive.
Can we stay right here? Like in the area? Can you help us if something happens? Like, are we close enough?
You can stay there. That's fine.
Ireena's gonna she's gonna tug on Ismark. Do you... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
what's up?
She's gonna she has a signet ring because she's a noble. I'm sure Ismark does too. She's gonna show her ring to him. Do you think perhaps now is the time to use something like this? It could be to our advantage, but maybe I don't.
We are... I am the burgomaster of the village of Barovia, and we have come to seek shelter from the devil himself. We are just hoping that you would just allow us in. You can come with us wherever we go. We hear that there is a tavern in there for lodging that we can go to. Please, we even have the signet ring to show you. I'm Ismark Kolyanovich. Please.
I'll give him guidance.
All right.
Can I
guess.
Can I?
No, Go ahead. Yes.
I was gonna ask if me calling out for the help of children count as help towards Ismark.
There is. The DC is definitely affected by both having children and now guidance and, of course, advantage. I will let anybody that has spoken do a charisma persuasion check.
I have a plus
And
one
I will allow the guidance to go to anybody.
I have really good persuasion, but I don't feel like I had anything to do with the
Sure.
persuading part, so...
Could I?
I was gonna say you should do it because you have the extra free roll, but that would be meta. So
Do you want me to do it then?
Do it.
I have
What?
0. Actually, yeah, I have 0. So
Would it be with advantage, or would it be just?
it
It's
would be
with
with
advantage.
advantage and with a D4 added.
Okay, let's do this.
We got this already.
Ta-da! Plus a
14.
1d4, right?
Mm-hmm.
For advantage.
Yep.
1d4 damage.
Oof.
15.
She smiles as best as she can.
As does his mark. I'm sorry, we cannot get you close enough that we can verify your rings. I hope you understand. You may stay in front of the door if you would like.
I'm gonna emerge from the cart. Be like, I can take the key to you, the ring to you. I have not carried a weapon. All I have is my book.
Please, please. Don't make
Have-
this harder than it
have-
needs to be.
Have Luna take it.
I can send my bird with the
No,
ring. Okay.
I'm sorry. We are under strict orders from the burgomaster to keep these doors closed at night. Like I said, you are free to stay in front of the gates, but as far as entering, unfortunately, we cannot.
Is this area? Is there a lot of activity right next to the gates usually?
There is wolves every here and there, so I would be careful. But other than that, we haven't seen very much recently. Even travelers are rare,
Could we at least send?
especially at night.
Never mind.
I go back inside with the kids.
This is quite disappointing. The burgomaster of this Vallaki is
Strict.
unnecessarily so.
Well, we don't know what's happening in there. Maybe they were attacked, I don't know. Especially after seeing all of these wolves' heads.
Yes, but still, if this were to happen in Barovia, I wouldn't allow this.
There's children here.
Exactly.
Okay.
I can take a look inside the city.
That would be actually. I don't know. He looks up at the guards who are very, laser focused on you. I don't know if that would be.
It would not be me. It would be my owl.
Yes, but they've seen it. What if they see it again and try to take it
Send
down
them
or?
around.
I know, but
If they're-
they would see you send it off. That's what I'm saying.
If I send
mean,
it
you could
if I
try.
send it behind us and I send it around to get to the other side of the
You
city, then
sure,
it
sure.
should be fine.
We could
It's
just-
just a risk. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe
Might as
you
well
want
just wait
to.
till tomorrow.
I could distract them. Maybe.
I don't think it's necessary. They're not paying attention to birds. There are a lot of birds around here.
But
If you
they
feel
do know that we
comfortable
have a
doing that.
bird.
They do.
If Johans, if you feel comfortable doing that,
I'm
it's
sending
up to
Luna
you.
into the woods nearby.
Sure.
I'm gonna motion to the guards.
They just look at you. I mean, they can see all of you in one view.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they see.
I'm gonna have her wait, maybe just off to the side, maybe 10 minutes,
Okay.
and then send her right over the wall and just into the town
Sure.
itself. And then I'm
Okay.
going to tell Frack, I'm going to need you to hold me. If anything bad happens here, you hit me two times in the hand, okay?
Two times.
Two
Which one?
times.
Two times.
Yes.
2 times in the hand. Absolutely.
I'm going to now be unable to see or hear, or because I'm going to be looking through my bird.
Oh, that's cool. You could see through. Oh, I got the practice. Okay. Starts-
No, don't practice. Just wait.
Okay.
Hold
Right.
on to
Right.
me.
Two
You can
times. Two
practice later.
times.
Yeah, two
Two times.
times.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look through Luna.
Sure.
I'm gonna have her perch from building to building, just looking down at the streets, looking into windows and such.
Taking a look at the city, it is not empty but quiet.
Mhm.
With the night that comes, it seems that there is barely any activity through this entire city. You find leaning houses and potholes in the main road, you are severely disappointed to see the state in which the city is in.
So this is more of a town than a city.
It's like a town, yeah.
Like a rundown town.
However,
Like a tiny town.
soon your hand is tapped twice. As you come out, each of you see and hear howls surrounding you.
I teleport
As
over
you-
to me
Mhm.
immediately.
So, one sec. There we go. Begin to hear howls surrounding you, and you see them slowly making their way into the road from different places. You quickly see that they're being led by a humanoid wolf that appears to come from behind a tree. Begin encroaching onto your position, and then the one that's humanoid calls out, "Those cowards aren't going to help you, but we can. We can show you a way inside that they don't know." Uh-oh.
That was
Sorry.
scary.
I may have
Sorry.
switched Luna into a parrot mode.
But that's where we're gonna end, with them coming at you.
What?
Fuck.
No way.
Man.
God damn it.
Spooky.
You're gonna
Momo
make
got a
us
free
wait
jump scare.
3 fucking weeks.
You get us think about what happens.
The suspense.
Oh, I can. I'll show you the cool map that I made here.
That's so great. Yeah. Look at that. Wow.
Here we go.
This is pretty
That's
good.
actually really cool.
I made
I
it
like this.
today.
You need to add children to this, by the way, because they're totally gonna die.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was gonna say, yeah, I would have drawn my sword and put up my shield at this point. And like,
Oh, also I need to.
There we go.
Okay,
So,
we're back. Sorry.
No worries.
no worries.
This happens sometimes.
Adds to
Okay.
the spooky atmosphere.
It just
Ooh.
happened to happen at the exact moment that I was like,
in
tense. That's
Johnny's
so
world,
funny.
werewolves sound like fire alarms.
"Yep,
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thank you all for
Wow.
joining us for tonight. That was a lot of fun. Again, we are going to be off these next 2 weeks because I'm getting married. So,
Congrats.
To specify, the week after that is also a
Right.
one shot of the month, so that is
yes.
included.
Oh,
Wow.
shoot. That's true.
So we'll have to hold
So
on
we're going to
this
be gone for
3 weeks.
One,
full
two.
weeks.
No.
It's gonna be a
Oh,
month.
no. That's not right. No, the 22nd
not?
of November is the last Monday that we have before our one shot of the month. So we will have one more session in 2 weeks,
Oh, you're
and
right.
then it'll be one shot of the month.
Oh,
and then
there's
we're going
5.
into the
Look at that,
holidays.
there's-
So we're gonna be we don't know exactly what our one shot is gonna be just yet, but anyways, the 22nd
Keep
is when we're
updated.
coming back,
Yeah,
and
sure.
make sure to catch us on Twitch at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And thank you for everybody that's joined us tonight.
And thank you,
please
Ziggy, for the
consider-
reroll that we will use.
yes.
Had I been more
Yes.
Thank you very
persuasive in that
much.
situation, I could have used it, but I was not thinking that my question of, oh, can we stay out here, as being
Yeah.
very persuasive for coming
No.
inside.
Yeah, I think
So-
you're right on that. But everybody, please follow, share our channel with people that like D&D. Consider subscribing if you like. And you can follow all of our links that are going to be popping up in the chat here.
That's me.
Or the episode description, all of that stuff. If you're watching the recording of this episode, thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you're listening to the podcast, please leave us a review. It helps with the algorithm and all that good stuff. And also follow us on all our social media at TalkingXP. So, anyways, yeah, thank you all so much.
Big wolves.
Seriously, it's great. So, anyways, yeah, make sure to level up, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye.